Marcus stood at the fence line of what was now his property. The old Meadowbrook farmhouse sat quiet against a mountain backdrop. He had bought it at auction 3 weeks ago. A single father with a steady job as an architect and a dream of giving his teenage son Ryan a better life away from the city. The place needed work, but the bones were good. That is what the inspector had said. Marcus ran his hand along the weathered wood of the corral. He would start renovations next month after he finished his current project downtown. For now, he just wanted to walk the land and plan. The main house was locked up tight. He had secured it himself with new padlocks after the purchase. But something felt different today. There was a smell in the air. Wood smoke. His heart picked up pace as he walked toward the house. Someone had been here. The lock on the back door hung broken. Marcus pushed the door open slowly. "Hello. Is anyone here?" Silence greeted him. Then a floorboard creaked overhead. Marcus climbed the stairs, his contractor boots heavy on each step. The second-floor hallway stretched before him. 3 doors, all closed. He opened the first one. Empty. The second showed the same. But the third door was locked from inside. He knocked gently. "I am not going to hurt anyone. I own this house. My name is Marcus. Please open the door." After a long moment, he heard the scrape of furniture being moved. The door cracked open. 3 pairs of eyes stared up at him. 3 little girls, all with long blonde hair, all wearing matching red sweaters and simple skirts. They looked like triplets, maybe 8 or 9 years old. The tallest one spoke. "We did not mean to break in, mister. We had nowhere else to go." Marcus felt his throat tighten. "Where are your parents? Where is your family?" The middle girl looked down. "Mama left us at a gas station 2 months ago. Said she would be right back." The smallest one added in a whisper, "We waited 3 days. Then a police officer came, but we ran. We have been hiding ever since." Marcus knelt down to their level. "What are your names?" The tall one said, "I am Sophie. This is Grace, and that is Emma. We are sisters. Not triplets, but people always think so. We are 9, 8, and 7. Marcus felt something crack open in his chest. That old familiar ache from when his own wife had left him and Ryan years ago. But this was different. These were children. Alone. Afraid. "Have you been eating? Do you have food?" Sophie nodded toward a corner where he saw a small pile of canned goods. "We found these in the cellar, and we have been collecting rainwater. We did not steal anything, mister. We promise." Marcus stood slowly. "Listen to me very carefully. You 3 are not in trouble, but you cannot stay here alone. It is not safe." The girls' faces fell. Emma started to cry quietly. "Please do not send us to separate homes. That is what they told us would happen. Foster care splits up siblings sometimes. We promised Mama we would stay together." Marcus ran his hand over his face. He thought of Ryan, 16 now and doing well despite everything. He thought of the empty rooms in his city apartment. He thought of how lonely that space had felt since Ryan started spending more time with friends. "You 3 wait right here. I am going to make some phone calls. Do not run. I promise I will help you." He stepped into the hallway and called his lawyer first, then social services, then his sister who worked with family court. The conversations were long, complicated, but by evening Marcus had a temporary emergency placement agreement. The girls could stay with him while the system searched for their mother and evaluated options. Sophie, Grace, and Emma sat in his truck as he drove them back to the city. They were silent, watchful. At his apartment, he showed them the guest rooms, made them hot soup, let them shower, and gave them some of Ryan's old clothes to sleep in. When Ryan came home from his friend's house, He stood in the doorway staring. "Dad, who are these kids?" Marcus explained everything. Ryan listened. Then, without a word, he went to his room and came back with an armload of his old books and toys. "Here, you guys can have these. I am too old for them anyway." Over the next few weeks, something shifted in Marcus's home. The apartment filled with voices, laughter, the sound of small feet running. Sophie helped with dinner every night. Grace organized everything she touched. Emma drew pictures and taped them to the refrigerator. Ryan taught them card games and helped with homework. Marcus found himself smiling more than he had in years. The social worker visited regularly. The search for the girl's mother had gone cold. She had disappeared completely. The case was moving toward the girls becoming wards of the state. Marcus knew what he had to do. He filed for foster certification, then for guardianship. The process took 8 months. 8 months of home visits and background checks and interviews. 8 months of the girls slowly learning to trust, to laugh without looking over their shoulders, to call his apartment home. On a warm spring morning, Marcus drove all 4 kids back out to Meadowbrook Farm. The renovations were nearly complete. He had hired a crew to work through the winter. Now the house stood strong and beautiful. Fresh paint, new windows, a wide porch wrapping around the front. He gathered Sophie, Grace, Emma, and Ryan together in front of corral. "This is our home, all of ours. We are going to live here together, as a family." Emma burst into tears. Sophie hugged him tight. Grace just smiled, that quiet, knowing smile that said she had hoped for this all along. Ryan put his arm around his dad's shoulders. "You did good, Pops." Marcus looked out over the land, at the mountains in the distance, at the 4 children who had somehow become his whole world. Sometimes life breaks you down, and sometimes in the breaking you find exactly what you were meant to build. This was his. This was home. If this story touched your heart, please hit that like button and share it with someone who needs to hear it today. Subscribe to hear more stories of hope and kindness. And leave a comment below telling us about a time someone showed you unexpected compassion. Your story matters.